My dear, dear grade 7s and 8s. This has proven to be a very difficult letter for me to write. I've started it many times, but have not been able to find the proper words to share my exact thoughts. Normally I would just film myself talking to you, but saying goodbye brings too much emotion for me this year. This school year has gone by way too quickly. I can still remember so clearly those first few days of school. I remember how nervous some of you were when we met for the first time. You weren't quite sure what to expect, but before long, we settled into our routines and you got to see just how crazy your teacher could be. We overcame a lot of challenges this year, both individually and as a school. But through it all, we encouraged each other and placed our burdens at Jesus' feet. I want you all to know that each and every one of you have a very special place in my heart.
Jam, not only am I always going to remember your incredible sense of humor, but I think I will forever remember you as if you were in a black and white movie. Because that's what your webcam filter always was, that black and white filter. Andre, I love the positivity that you always brought to our online classes. I knew that when I logged in the morning and I asked the question, how has everybody's day been so far? I could always count on a good or a great from you. AALIYAH, I'm so glad that we got to continue the tradition of Miss R's being the grade 8 teachers for the women in your family. I admire your creativity and the drive that you have behind you in following your passion. Don't ever stop pursuing that. Simone, I will always remember your compassionate and kind leadership, as well as your willingness to help out anyone that needed, including your teacher that sometimes was in dire need of just a little bit of help. Norris, I have really appreciated your drive to always do your best. Joining an online school in the middle of the school year is not an easy task to undertake, but you did it, and you tackled it like a boss. Micah, I so admire your persistence. This school year has not been easy for you. You've had a lot of things come your way that you've had to tackle, but you know what? You've persisted, and you've stuck with it, and you've been successful. Abigail, I will always remember your gentle spirit and positivity. I could always count on your contagious smile to greet me in the morning. Cadence, you are no longer that little grade 7 girl that I met last year. The confidence that I have seen grow in you is amazing. You should be so proud of everything that you have accomplished. Ashley, I'm really going to miss each of our after-class question and answer sessions. I could always count on your smiling face to greet me at the end of each online session. Sarah, I am so proud of all of the growth that I have been able to witness from you over the past 2 years. Keep pursuing your dreams and don't ever stop believing in yourself. Clinta, this year has also been one of real growth for you. No longer are you that same shy grade 7 student that I met last year. God has great plans for you as you continue to follow his leading. Annika, your perseverance through difficulties is so admirable. You have a strength inside of you that is going to take you places. Joel, one thing that I will always remember is the daily warm weather report from Albania when we were here at -40 in Alberta. Your smile and your positivity has had a great impact this year. Sam. There's always that little glint of mischief in your eyes. You certainly kept me on my toes this year. No matter what my mood might have been going into class, you had a way of making me laugh and bringing such joy to my day. Sebastian. Upon first meeting you, I thought to myself, he seems a little shy and reserved. But about halfway through the school year, the real Sebastian began to shine. I really loved your witty responses to questions in class and your creative presentations. You are a kind, thoughtful, intelligent. These are just a few words that come to mind when I think about you. But a few other words that also come to mind are courageous and strong. You are stronger than you know, and no matter what comes your way, with God as your partner, you will be an overcomer. Ben, I love how you view the world around you. You have a unique perspective that you always brought to our classroom discussions. Don't ever change that. Brian, I don't think that I will ever forget the day that you got your new webcam and we were finally able to see your smiling face again. You have an amazing sense of humor, and I will never forget all of your positive contributions to our class discussions. Brooklynne, I think I will always remember the science project that we did. It was all about the eyes of different creatures. Now, it was no surprise that you chose a horse, but you found such interesting tidbits of information, things that even I didn't even know and had never heard of before. Don't ever lose that passion and focus that you have. Tysen, you weren't always the most talkative in class, but you know, I could always see the wheels churning in your mind. You are a deep thinker, and that is definitely going to take you places. VIJAY, my sleepy one. I don't think I will ever forget the day that you came to class under a pile of stuffed animals. That was quite a pile. Make sure that you catch up on all that sleep this summer so that when you log into classes in September, you're no longer my sleepy one. Alani, I really enjoyed following along on all of your travels with you this year. It was really neat learning about some of the different places you got to visit whenever you'd log into classes in a different location each day. Now, there are two things that I will always remember about you, Larry. First thing that I'll always remember is you fighting off your brother as he was desperately trying to be on the webcam during our classes. The second thing that I will remember is how you would always sign off at the end of our online classes. Remember, kids, God made you special and He loves you very much. Susan, I only got to see you once a week in our science class, but I always really appreciated whenever you would add to our discussions. I also will never forget the chance that I had to come visit your school and the wonderful card that you made me while I was there. AJ, I am so proud of everything that you've been able to accomplish this year. I will always remember your huge contribution to our NaNoWriMo project. You've got talent, girl. Don't ever forget that. Holly, I will never forget the day that I finally got to hear you play your violin. You are an incredibly gifted musician. Don't ever lose that passion. Lyndon, I have to say, I've really appreciated your sense of humor in classes this year. You have literally made me laugh out loud many a time in class. I will also always remember that massive crane that you made for science class. Very creative work. Sophia, I could always count on you to use your microphone and participate in class discussions. That way, your teacher would not have to worry about all of those crickets during class. Vaughn, calm, consistent, confident. Those are all words that come to mind when I think of your contributions to our class. You have the qualities of a natural-born leader. Don't ever doubt yourself and all that you are capable of. Freddie. Shy Freddie. Or is he? I think that my biggest memory of you, Freddie, is going to be you never wanting to talk on the microphone during class to share any of your thoughts or presentations because you were way too shy. But whenever we would go into breakout rooms and do group work, and I would travel around from room to room, do you know who I would always hear doing a lot of the talking? That's right. It was Freddie. I'm glad that you were able to find your voice. Jessie, from cracking jokes to answering your teacher's questions with responses that I'm pretty sure you knew would distract her, to wearing a donkey mask in class, you always had a way of making me laugh. And I will never forget that ability that you had to make me smile. Edwin, I will always remember those kind and caring emails that you sent throughout the year, as well as how you would sign them off with all of those frog emojis. You have a real talent for making your teachers smile. Ruby, I will never forget your stories. Monday mornings when we would log in and I would ask how everybody's weekend had gone, there was always something that had happened with you. And it was always so interesting. From crazy kittens that would scratch you to incidents with trees, if I remember correctly, there was always something going on. And it was really quite amusing. I don't think that anyone can match the events that you shared this year.
I have always tried to stay away from telling any group of students that they're my favorites because each year has its own unique experiences. But you have all impacted me in a way that no other class has. I care very deeply for each one of you and have shed a few tears over saying goodbye this year. As we part ways, some just for the summer, but others for longer, I want to speak a blessing over you. This is a blessing I have spoken over Aiden each night before bed and each time that we parted ways.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Have a marvelous summer, everyone. We'll see you later.